Jane Saraswatam Vyasam Tato Jayamadire Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavatsevya Bhagavitma Sukhe Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki Krishne Sudamo Bhagate Dharma Jnana Saha Kalam Nashta Drishamesha Purana Kadanadita Sarvedanta Saramhi Sri Bhagavatam Nishite Tadrisam Tritasya Nanyatrasya Pratikvache Krishna Toya Bhagavata Vigasarvashraya Patisoge Pradikshare Nanatikaya Premamaya Bhagavata Krishna Shri Anga Tayate Krishna Bhagya Krishna Ranga. Okay, so this is Srimad Bhagavatam class Saturday, July 11, 2026. We're about to begin 10th Canto Bhagavatam, highlighting the commentaries of Vishwanath Chakravarti. But before we begin, there's some important verses from Bhagavad Gita that we should discuss to prepare the foundation for entering into Krishna's appearance and Leelas. The verses are chapter 4 of Bhagavad Gita, verse 6 through 9, and chapter 7 of Bhagavad Gita, verse 25, and chapter 8 of Bhagavad Gita, verse 20. All these are related to the appearance of Krishna. So when we discuss anything, any topic, sometimes we run it through the questioning process of these 6 questions. Who, what, when, where, why, how. So Krishna himself, in these verses from the 4th chapter, he answers most of those questions. Who, what, when, where, why. Who are we talking about? Obviously, Krishna, who Prabhupada told us quite beautifully is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because a lot of people, when they talk about spirituality, they talk about Godhead, but they don't have the idea that God is a person. They talk about Godhead, but use Godhead in an impersonal way. That Godhead means Brahman or force or cosmic energy or whatever, consciousness, but it don't bring the idea of personality. So supreme person, and not only not an ordinary person, supreme person, and the Godhead is a personality. So we'll get into it now. The 6th verse of 4th chapter sets part of the foundation. Ajopi san avyatma utanam ishropi san prakritim samadishtaya sambhavami atmamaya. The key phrase here, because we're going to discuss the appearance of Krishna, we call it Janmotsava, the festival of Krishna's appearance. The key phrase in Sanskrit here is Sambhavami Atmamaya. So this word Sambhavami is very interesting because it means manifestation. Krishna manifests. He manifests, he appears. He doesn't take birth. We say birth, we say Janmashtami, Krishna Janmashtami. So we also have our Janmashtami. I mean, not our Ashtami, our Janam. Janam, I say Hindi Janam or Janma. Our birthday, D-O-B, on the forms. Your D-O-B, date of birth, and D-O-D. I never heard. You'll fill that out of the form. Yamaraj fills that out. When you get a form, you fill out, it says D-O-B, date of birth, but you don't fill D-O-D. You don't know. I said Yamaraj fills out D-O-D. You got to start with a joke, Yeah, they say a good class, you quote a slok, tell a joke. So I quoted himself, tell the joke. So he said, Krishna says, I manifest by my internal potency. Abhamaya means, we'll find out what it means. It means that. It means this Yogamaya potency. So I'm going to read from different commentaries of Vishwanath and Srila Prabhupada and commentaries of Swami Tripurari from, I guess he's Gaudiya Math or ISKCON or both or whatever. He has a very nice book. He published commentary, wrote with very enlightening commentaries on Bhagavad Gita, which is called Bhagavad Gita. It's feeling and philosophy. So, Krishna says in verse 6, he says, I manifest myself, my transcendental form, and my transcendental Dham by my own Atma Maya, my own energy, to whomever I choose. So Baladev Vibhushan, he explains that Atma Maya in his commentary, Gita Bhushan. He explains that Atma Maya means that Krishna manifests himself. He defines Atma Maya as by mercy. It's an example, it's this display of Krishna's mercy. So, let me go on here. Vishnu has some commentary on this also. Okay, he's paraphrasing Krishna's saying here, I appear through Maya, coming from myself. Atma Maya means self. This is my own Maya, my Yoga Maya. This is a function of my Srup Shakti, or Chit Shakti, which both covers and reveals my Srup. So, what else? Prabhupada also explains very nicely. So there are 6. What question does this ask? And what question of the 6 questions does this answer? What, how?
How?
Exactly, how? How he does it. He does it by his internal energy, by Yoga Maya, he manifests himself. And not his spiritual body and his spiritual Dham. So let's see. It's a little hard to coordinate all this up. Okay, Prabhupada's commentary on verse 6 is very illuminating. Krishna appears to take birth like an ordinary living entity. He grows from childhood to boyhood, from boyhood to youth. Astonishingly, though, Krishna never ages beyond youth. How was his eternal age? 15 years, 9 months, 7.5 days. This is the idea of Siddha Krishnadas, who wrote the Gutika. 15, 9, 7.5. Remember when you were 5 years old and your friend asked you how old you were? You said 5.5.
5 3/4.
Said 5.5 is important. You Krishna's dealing like that. Hey, Bala, how old are you? I'm 15. I'm 16. How old are you? I'm 15.5. Okay, good. So what else he said? So, and Prabhupada says, during Battle of Kurukshetra, Krishna had many grandchildren at home. How many did he have?
100.
Yeah, you're right. Keep going.
He had 10 with each wife, yes? 10 children with each wife? So 160,000, something.
Prabhupada uses the word many. He means many. Krishna had 16,108 wives. Each had 10 sons.
Yes. So 161,000.
Plus 1 daughter.
Plus a daughter.
Not very more changes there. That shows that women are 10 times stronger than men.
Yeah. One woman enough for 10 sons.
Because 1 daughter can beat up 10 brothers. I guess. What's he saying?
She's translated.
Huh?
Translate.
No, I mean, I said she can do
She So she can give birth to 10 people.
Babaji. He had many grandchildren at home, 160, 70,000, or I don't know, too many. He was very old, but how old was he on Battlefield Kurukshetra?
100 years, 20 years. 90 to 100.
Oh, 120, something like that.
No, Battlefield Kurukshetra.
No.
Okay, you're a little confused. Let's tune in up here. Krishna went to Kurukshetra how many times?
At least 2 times.
At most 2 times.
At most 2 times.
He went once during the Surya solar eclipse. Where did he go? Where did he come from?
He came from Dwarka.
From Dwarka. How old was he?
55 years.
About 50, 55. That's the first time he went there. And then he came later when he was how old?
Around 120. 80 to 90.
He was somewhere around 90. And how long did he stay on the planet? After the Kurukshetra went to Dwarka, how long did he stay on the planet?
125 years.
125. So in Battle of Kurukshetra it was 90 or 100 and he looked like 15. So he looked like a young man and probably says 20 or 25. But okay, so we'll have to say it. We never see a picture of Krishna in old age because he never grows old like us. Although he's the oldest person in the world, Adi Purusha. Neither his body nor his intelligence ever deteriorates or changes. In spite of being in the material world, Krishna is unborn, eternal form of bliss and knowledge, changeless. His body is transcendental, and so is his intelligence. Krishna's appearance and disappearance is like the sun's rising, moving before us and disappearing from our vision. Basically, I want to bring out the point which Krishna himself brings out in this verse 4, 6, and also in 725 and 820, that Krishna doesn't come down from anywhere. Because we say Krishna is an avatar. Avatar means descent. Descent. So avatar means to come down or descend. But actually, Krishna doesn't come from anywhere. He's already here. So he manifests. Just like who is in a pillar in Hiranyakashipu's house? The Shringadev. He didn't come down from anywhere. It's a manifestation. So this phrase is very important. Samavami Avamaya, Krishna can manifest anywhere at any time by his mercy to anyone. So whenever Krishna manifests to a siddha sadhaka, that's you can call it Janmasmi, but it's a manifestation. So this phrase, Avamaya, means Yogamaya. So this nice description here of how Yogamaya works. This is by Swami Tripurari, which is how he likes to call himself, Swami Tripurari. Yogamaya, how does Yogamaya act, or Atmamaya, which is the same as, it suppresses knowledge of Krishna's Godhood in the interests of intimate loving dealings between Krishna and a liberated jiva soul. Yogamaya makes Krishna appear human-like in spite of his Godhood. That's a very nice sentence. In order that the finite soul might intimately associate with the infinite appears finite even while remaining infinite. That's really nice. Like how can the finite, we're finite means very tiny, how can we know the infinite? Only by the mercy of the infinite revealing himself to us. So Krishna appears by his own influence, by his Yogamaya, and it's all, mercy. That's Baladev Vidyabhushan's idea. And Jiva Goswami agrees with that, and Krishna Sandhara. So now another verse I want to read. It's 725. The other one. Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samanvrita mudo yam navijanati lokam yam ajam aviyam. So this is further explanation of Yogamaya. Krishna says to Arjuna, I am not revealed to everyone. Aham prakash sarvasya. Prakash, of course, means revealed. I'm not visible. I'm not revealed. I'm hidden by the power of my Maya. Thus, the world does not recognize me, birthless and infallible. So, Yogamaya means magic, it means potency, it means trick. You gotta get the camera. Because it deludes the non-devotees and also deludes the devotees. I like this sentence he says now. Krishna's magical power, Maya Shakti, deludes those who are, puts in illusion those who are not devotees. Krishna's Yogamaya is his internal potency, Atmamaya, which is in verse 4, 6 of Gita, creates an enlightened illusion within divinity. Such is the nature of the illusion by which Krishna's devotees are able to relate with him, not as God, but as friend, as lover, and so on. It's under the influence of this mystic illusion that Krishna allows himself to be intimately related with his devotee, bordering on forgetfulness of his own divinity at times. Although absolutely divine, Krishna's divinity cannot be understood by those without devotion. So, Krishna's Yogamaya potency covers the eyes of the non-devotees and opens the eyes of the devotees. Now let's go back to the next verse in the series, explaining Krishna's appearance. It's called Foundation of Philosophy before we enter Krishna's Leela. So, that's verse 4, 6, now 4, 7. These are very popular, well-known verses, especially these two. When they ask, so this, what question this verse answers? Try to think. Yada yada dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhutanam adharmasya tadatmanam shijamyam. This answers the question, why Krishna appears. So when dharma is diminished and unrighteousness is on the rise, at that time I myself manifest. Actually, we can look at Prabhupada's translation, which is a lot more comfortable. Because it's hard to reinvent the wheel. The wheel is already made, you can't make a better wheel. So translation of Prabhupada is best. So I have 6 Bhagavad Gitas, and I always go back to Prabhupada's because, of course, I'm more familiar with it for the last 50 years, but it also has good flows because, he's realized it and seen Krishna. So that's what he says in translation of verse 7. You can compare. Whenever and wherever there's the decline in religious practice of Arjuna, and the predominant rise of religion, at that time I descend myself. So what is the most important word in this verse, which will again remind us of the point we're discussing?
Atmanam srijamyam.
Exactly. Atmanam srijamyam. Srijamyam, the word srijami in Sanskrit means creation, but it basically also means to manifest. So this is the point I'm trying to drive out here, that Krishna can manifest to anyone at any time. So it wasn't only 5,300 years ago Krishna manifest. He can manifest tomorrow if we have enough love and devotion. Prabhupada himself makes that point. He says, Srijami is a significant Sanskrit word here. It means that Krishna manifests himself. So that's the point of that's Prabhupada's translation of the verse, and its emphasis on the word Srijami. Vishnu Chakravarti, he says, I manifest my own body. He makes some comments on this. And he quotes, he says, I appear myself when I cannot tolerate destruction of dharma and increase of adharma. In order to reverse the situation, I manifest my body, Atmanam. Atmanam Shijam Yaham. Madhusudan Saraswati says, I show that body which exists eternally as if it were created by my energy. You know, he makes it sound like he's manifesting by Yogamaya, but it looks like he's created because he takes birth like a human being. Okay. That's the basic point. Oh yes, that should be on. Someone didn't turn a fan on. Oversight. You guys are shredding to death here. Depends on your head. Not complaining. You're in the Baba Pariksha Maharaj. He went without eating and sleeping and drinking water for 7 days. You're so absorbed in Harikata, you had no idea your body's melting.
It wasn't that bad.
Almost. Come on, man. Wake up and turn on the fans. I didn't turn it on. Okay. That's Gopal. His nickname is Batu. If you know what that means. Batu.
Yashoda knows what it means.
Yeah, definitely. She feeds that guy. Well, every second. Okay, what else we got here? Okay, so that's why Krishna appears to establish Dharma. And now think about this next verse. Oh, are we done? Yeah, right. So let's read the next verse that describes Krishna's appearance. Text number 8, chapter 4. Paritranaya sadhana vinashaya tadushritam dharma samstapanata samavami jigeja. So what question is this answer?
What's the English?
2 questions actually. That's good. Good, correct. 2 questions and answers.
When?
What's the English?
Oh. That's right, he's right. You thought they were page markers. They're not. They're weapons. The guy gets out of line. I saw.
Well, I want to try to answer your question, but I don't know since.
Neither do I, by the way.
Okay.
just sorry for that. Okay, where are we? For the protection of the saintly and destruction of evildoers, as well as the purpose of establishing Dharma, I manifest in every age.
When?
Why then?
What?
When?
Why?
Not what.
Why
When?
then?
When?
Why
When?
then? Why then?
Why when?
Why and when? Yuge. Here we go. We're gonna manifest. Manifest stupidity. In order to deliver the pious and annihilate the miscreants. Are you a miscreant? That has to be discovered. That's a very ancient word, actually. It's Old English from 18th century. as well as re-establish the principles of religion, Advent myself, millennium after millennium. That's really a great verse. So that's when Krishna comes. He comes whenever he wants to give mercy, whenever you have praying. Because saintly devotees are beyond the joy and suffering of this world. The only suffering devotees undergo is the pain of separation from him. That's why I sent a message to someone, because someone is telling me they went to some other sampradaya, they tried to convince me it's the same. They said it's the same as Gaudiya Sampradaya. And I commented, I could question same. One of the two most important aspects of Gaudiya Sampradaya is Ikasi, Brata, and Vipralamba. Vipralamba, there's no, what is it? Yugayu Tandameshena Chakshusabha Govinda Virahiname. Govinda Virahiname is Shikshastakam. It's the whole substratum of Gaudiya Sampradaya is Vipralamba. Those Christians experiencing Vipralamba, searching for Radharani's love. And the Swami Haridas Sampradaya, Hidari Ram Sampradaya, and Nivarka Sampradaya is Nitya Nikunja Lila. There's no Vipralamba. Vipralamba, Sambhog Vilan and Vipralamba are two sides of the same coin of Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. So if someone is really delusional, totally delusional, they say, this is the same as Gaudiya Sampradaya. It's a big point, because some Sampradayas are now, like Hidari Ram, they don't observe Ekadasi. Why? I don't know, I never asked them, but that's pretty unusual. Because almost every Vaishnava, Ramanandis, Ram Bhaktas, Vishnu Bhaktas, everyone observes fasting on Ekadasi. So, same. It's a little side point, but let's, so we're reading this verse 8, when and all that. So feeling, what pain we feel is a pain of separation. They feel in this absence, Krishna appears to mitigate the spiritual anguish of the devotees. So that's the idea. We had our bhajan. There's one, because I searched the folio one time to find out where in Prabhupada's books and lectures he mentions the word Vipralamba bhajan. And there's only one place in all of his writings, I think it's in Krishna book, I forget right now, but one place I found, he said we have to do Vipralamba Seva. He says that the type of bhajan that we're doing is called Vipralamba Seva, service and separation. Because the whole teaching of six Goswamis, Hey Radhe Brajadevi Ke Chalalite, Hey Nanda Sunakuta, Goshanta Vijisar. Where are you? Where are you? Kuta. Kuta means where are you? It means you're not here. I'm not seeing you. I'm not feeling you. I'm not embracing you. I'm not serving you directly. Only in meditation I can touch you. Only in meditation I can serve you. Well, I want to see you. I want such a kar darshan. So I'm separated from you. I'm burning in separation. I'm cracking my head in the rock. So this is the mood of Raghunath and Rupa Raghunath. So it's the essential part of our bhajan. The separation precludes meeting. The separation grows deep and complete. Then we'll get darshan of Krishna, and there'll be union. The first is Purvarag. Purvarag means separation. So the whole Venu Gita is separation of the gopis that are married to other gopas, and the whole, what is it, the Venu Gita is that. Because Radharani is speaking about Giriraj. It's all about Purvarag. Actually, it's explained that the first explanation of this verse now is commentary about the 10th canto. The gopis first showed their amorous love towards Krishna in chapter 15 is then kind of Dana Sura. There's some commentary there, but it's not. Anyway, let's go on. So, when Krishna appears. Establishing Dharma and subduing the irreligious are byproducts of the main reason for Krishna's manifestation. So the main reason Krishna comes is for us. That's like sound like a Christian, but it's to express Krishna's show of compassion and mercy. Punishing the wicked has the goal. Why does Krishna punish the wicked? Because it says, Vinasha Jaduskritam. Vinash means destroys the evil-minded, the demons, the irreligious, the unrighteous. Why does he do it? He does it with a goal of correcting their behavior and removing them from the world. Vishnu says Krishna's apparent, quote-unquote, apparent punishment of the irreligious is actually an act of mercy, because the final result of his punishment is what?
Liberation.
Liberation. Siyuja Mukti, attained by the unrighteous. Krishna chastises them. This is very nice. A very nice description he's quoting here from Baladeva Devotion. The irreligious are killed by Krishna. When they're killed, they experience not only death of their gross material body, but the destruction of their subtle body. What is the subtle body?
Mind,
Intelligence and false ego.
Thank you. It's called Antakaran, mind, intelligence, and Hankar, ego, false ego. So, they experience death of their physical and metaphysical or subtle body. The subtle body carries the soul from one gross body to another. The subtle body, consisting of a state of mind, is the basis of the gross body when it acquires in the next life. You are what you think. You become what you think. You are what you thought.
You become what you think.
You become what you think. I was a guy last night. I had a beautiful wife. I was really attached to her. So now I'm a woman. I was a girl last night. I was really attached to my husband. I was very sensitive and strong and kind and compassionate. And now I'm a man. You are what you thought.
You become what you think.
You become what you think. You are what you thought, you'll be what you think. Make it short. Eloquence. Necessary quality. You are what you thought, you'll be what you think. Be here now. For all the granddads in the audience. So, what's going on? This guy's got nobody here. Okay. When the subtle body is destroyed, that person's attitude towards Krishna immediately changes. For his opposition to Krishna was created by his subtle body, his unrighteous, irreligious disposition. He's a good writer. On demise of the subtle body, his hostility towards Krishna is transformed into love for Krishna. What's an example from Bhagavatam? So far you hit a home run, man. Chapter 6 of the 10th Canto, Putana. Because Krishna is saying, hostility gets transformed into love. So there was no one more hostile, more anti-Krishna than Putana. She wanted to murder him. Homicide or like
Infanticide. Infanticide.
yeah, infanticide, yeah, exactly. God aside. They kill God. God aside, homicide, infant side. And so Krishna, at the time he took her milk, he turned into milk, and poison became milk, and her anger, her hatred, her hostility became prema. And she got a Dachi Rup, the mood and bhav of a mother, and the body of a mother of Krishna and Goloka Vrindavan. She became an assistant to Bella Yashoda. She said she became a nurse, but she didn't become a nurse. She didn't offer her breast to Krishna in spiritual. She washed his diapers.
And there's got to be a little punishment, just something.
I don't know, I made that up.
I know you did.
Somebody had to do it. And I do bhakti, you know. Then we get the dirty work, you know. Like when I joined, I went to college and all that, so I got some kind of degree. And, you know, so when I get to temple president said, in Los Angeles, "Do you have good qualification? You have a degree and all that, so you're qualified to clean the toilets." I said, "Okay, good job, good deal." So that was her qualification. What to do? Okay. So at the moment of death, the demon sees Krishna as the greatest object of affection. This, of course, is Baladev Devotion's commentary on Vedanta Sutra. Thus, at the moment of death, the demon sees Krishna as his or her greatest object of affection. The demon's liberation is not directly a result of being. Oh, this is very interesting. Wow, they were wishing is a very interesting idea. The demon's liberation, when Krishna kills him, he gets liberated, right? Or Putin got liberated. It's not a direct result of being killed by Krishna. Very interesting twist. It's not Krishna killed him, he got liberated. But killing him isn't, his liberation is not the result of killing him. His liberation is the result of his newfound love for Krishna. Because you can't attain Krishna without love. You're getting killed by Krishna is not enough to attain him. That's a very interesting point. What's Brahma say about that? Premanjana Charita Bhakti Vilasana. You only see Krishna with love. So at the time he kills him, destroys his little body, gives him a spiritual body with spiritual mind, spiritual intelligence, spiritual ego. So now they're seeing Krishna, oh, I love this guy. They're praying. And then they get stood there and go to the spiritual world. That's very interesting. Because this book, I like it because it has commentaries by Ramanujacharya, Baladev Krishna, and very excellently presented in English. Okay, let's look at the last verse of this series. Oh, actually, yeah. I don't think we read. Oh, we skipped that. We didn't read we read 725. We didn't read 820. Okay, I'm going to go back here to 820 and come back. 820 is here. There it is. No, it's not. There it is. No, there's not. Not a very good position. Oh, there it is. Okay. Sorry about that. 820 of Gita. Prastasmatu bhavanya vyakta vyakta snatana yaksha saveshu bhuteshu nasyatsu navinashati. The transcendental nature is eternal and unmanifested. Avyakta. So let's look at this. The spiritual realm, the eternal spiritual realm is not visible to the human eye. So thus we're avyakta, means not manifest. Actually, I want to read Prabhupada's translation of this verse. You know the verse? Let's chant together. Prastasma tu bhavanyo yakta vyakta sanatana yakta sarveshu bhuteshu nasyatsu na. This is a very important verse that describes the reality of the spiritual world and how it's manifest and unmanifest. Because that's why we say Krishna's in Vrindavan right now, but he's not manifest. We can't see him. He's everywhere, but he's not manifest. Prabhupada's translation, 8 Gita, chapter, verse 20. There's another nature which is eternal and transcendental through this manifested and unmanifested matter. So the material world is eternal or temporary?
Eternal.
It's eternal. Sometimes manifest, sometimes unmanifest. The spiritual reality is supreme and never annihilated. When everything is annihilated, it really should say not manifest.
Yeah.
It's not annihilated means it disappears. Like, annihilate something means it doesn't exist. That part remains as it is. Okay, that's it. Now, let's the final verse of this discussion before we dive into the Bhagavad Bhagavatam describing the first chapter is
4.9.
fourth one. What question does this answer? Chapter 4 Gita, verse 9. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tattata chakra deya punarjanma naiti mamati sorjana. So what question does that answer?
English translation.
Oh. Okay, sorry guys. One who truly understands the divine nature of my birth and activities is not reborn upon giving up the body, what comes to me. So what question did I ask?
Who?
No. Not why.
What?
That's the answer. This verse 4:9 answers, what is the result of knowing how and why and when Krishna appears? I'm trying to train you guys. I'm not so successful. Trying. Okay, let's see. Let me see another translation of this guy. One who understands in truth my spiritual births and activities attains me on giving up the body and does not take birth again. Okay, we're trying to get there. That's our idea. So let's see. Turn the page here. So now the important words for this verse are Divyam Janma Karma Chame Divyam and Chakra Deyam. These are important words. So Divyam, of course, means divine, transcendental. Sridhar Swami says that Divyam means that Krishna's activities are supernatural and impossible for anyone other than God. Let's just read the commentary. I'll just read Swami Tripurari's commentary. What do I mean when I say Advaitins say? Advaitins. When I say Advaitins say, what do I mean? Brahmavadis. Brahmavadis are called Advaitins. Prabhupada used to use the term Mayavadis. That was his term. But outside of ISKCON and BBT books, the term is used by other scholars and other books about Vaishnavism and comparing, they call it Advaitin philosophy, non-dual Advaitin philosophy. So Advaitins say how they describe Krishna. Because we're going to hear all about Krishna's form and activities. And this verse said, Janma Karma Chame Devya, it's talking about Krishna's birth and activity. Karma is activities which are lila. So they say that Krishna is what?
God is material.
They say he's Nirakar,
Formless.
Nirgun, and Ajanam. He has no birth, he has no form, he has no qualities. But we don't, that's not what we're going to find out in the 10th Canto. We're going to find out about his transcendental form. So, Jiva Goswami concludes, he explains that they say Krishna is formless in the sense that his form is not material, it's spiritual. They say he's birthless in the sense that his appearance in the world is not a material birth. So that's the idea of that. Then he quotes Swami Tripurari, Purusha Bodhini Upanishad, Eko Deva Nitya Lila Anarakta Bhakta Viprariti Antaratma. The one God that eternally sports in diverse transcendental forms in relation to his devotees. So Prabhupada has a commentary on this verse, and we're going to conclude with that. Verse 229. This commentary on verse 9. Prabhupada says in commentary on verse 9. This translation also. When I knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities, does not, upon leaving the body, take birth again in the material world, but attains my eternal abode. Prabhupada's commentary. Liberation of a living entity from material bondage is not at all easy. Devotees, simply by understanding the transcendental nature of the body and activities of Krishna, attains Goloka Vrindavan after ending the body. Anyone who understands Krishna to be the Supreme, who says under Krishna, Krishna, you are the Supreme Brahman, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That person is liberated instantly and gets entrance into the transcendental association of Krishna is guaranteed. In other words, such a faithful devotee of Krishna attains perfection. One should therefore cultivate Krishna consciousness with faith and knowledge, and this way attain perfection. Okay, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So now we'll begin the Bhagavatam. About time, huh? Okay, let's dive into it. Okay, Chapter-1, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavatam, Prantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam. So that's their book. Okay, kids. Textbooks. I'll read chapter summary, VBT. The advent of Lord Krishna. The advent of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. This chapter 1 describes how Kamsa, frightened by hearing an omen, Akashvani, about being killed by the 8th son of Devaki, killed 7 or 6 sons of Devaki, one after another. After Shukadeva finished describing the dynasty of the sun god and the moon god, Parikshit wanted to hear about Krishna and the Yadav dynasty, and what activities they did in the world. Why was he so interested to hear that?
Because he heard about Krishna.
No, why was Parikshit so interested to hear about Krishna? Because it's his relative. What is who is Parikshit to Krishna?
Uncle. Means Parikshit's uncle is Krishna.
Parikshit's uncle is Krishna.
Grandfather.
Oh.
Grandfather.
Grandfather. Great-grandfather.
Grandfather.
Grandfather. Who is his father?
Yes, Abhimanyu.
Oh, Amen. Okay. So this is a summary of the chapter. Once when the world was overburdened, because we're going to give the overview. The world was overburdened by demons, demoniac kings. Mother Earth took the form of a cow and approached Brahma for relief. Brahma and Shiva, all the devatas, went to Shiradakshay Vishnu, or Shiradakshay Loka, and tried to communicate with Vishnu. They couldn't see Vishnu, so Brahma meditated and got a message in the heart. And Vishnu told them that he would appear on the earth and remove the burden of the demons. And the devatas were ordered to appear as associates in the Yadu dynasty. Anantadeva would appear first as Balaram, and Krishna's Yogamaya would also appear. So Brahma told Mother Earth all about this and returned to Brahmaloka. After marrying Devaki, Kamsa was driving a chariot, because this is the custom in Hindu culture, or you could say Vedic culture, that the brother of the bride accompanies the bride to the new husband's house. So Kamsa was driving the chariot, and Akashvani said, your sister's 8 sons going to kill you. So Kamsa immediately heard that, because demons only think about number 1.
Me.
For demons, there's only 3 people in their life.
I, me, mine.
I, me, and mine. So he heard I'm going to be killed by this girl, so I kill the girl, then there's I won't get killed. Me first, you last. So he tried, but Leslie preached to him and convinced him not to do it. So that's basically what's going on. So Kamsa was a great enemy of the Yadav Vamsha, the family of Yadav. He arrested and imprisoned his own father Ugrasen, and also Surasen, and everybody else he could get his hands on. Okay, let's start the chapter. Verse number 1. Let's repeat after me. Shri Raja Vacha
Sri Raja Vacha
Katito Vansha Vistaro
Katito Vansha Vistaro
Bhavata Samasuryayo
Bhavata Somasuryayo
Ragya Chobaya Vamshanam
Ragya Chobaya Vamsyanam
Charitam Paramadrutam.
Charitam Paramadbhutam.
So translation. King Parikshit said, my dear Lord. I doubt he said Lord. Hey Bhagavan, what did he say? He didn't say anything. Sanskrit just said, probably said Prabhu or Bhagavan. There's no Sanskrit word for it. No? I mean, look at the Sanskrit.
Bhavata Guru.
Bhavata is like respectfully addressed.
Right?
Bhavata.
Oh, Bhavata, yeah, shooting. Bhavata. Bhavata means Bhagavan.
My dear master.
So he said, you have elaborately described Chandravamsh and Suryavamsh and the character of their kings. So Vishnu's commentary. So in this verse, Parikshit is praising Shukadeva for his previous Bhagavatam description. He did this to thank Shukadeva Goswami and encourage him to continue speaking Harikatha. So here you can say Shukadeva Goswami is showing ideal Vaishnava sadachara. He's showing gratitude, and he's also complimenting the speaker and showing gratitude towards the speaker. And that gratitude and that compliment are encouraging him to continue to speak Harikatha. Although he didn't need that encouragement, because Krishna says, because he's a devout Krishna Bhakta, Krishna was wanting to hear more about Krishna. The word Surya in the verse, so Vishnu makes interesting commentary. He said, the verse talks about Surya Vamsh and Soma Vamsh. But first it says, Soma Surya. So in Sanskrit grammar and in linguistics or philology, the words are certain terms have different hierarchy. There's hierarchy of different terms. So when if you're going to talk about planets, if you're going to list the 9 planets, what's the first one you'll list?
Surya.
You list Surya. Why?
The king of our planets.
Because Surya is the king of all planets. So this is the laws of grammar, Sanskrit grammar. So Shukadeva and Vyasadeva sure wrote Surya Soma. He wrote Soma Surya. He wrote Soma first. Because Parikshit is speaking, and Parikshit is in what dynasty? He is the Soma dynasty, thank you. And Soma is, so what dynasty is more superior, Soma or Surya?
Soma.
Why?
Krishna is superior.
Well, who appears in Surya Vamsh?
Ramchandra.
He's not important. So, yes, Ramchandra appeared in Surya Vamsh, Krishna appeared in Soma Vamsh. But this is technical about Krishna. So Parikshit wants to hear about Soma Vamsh, so because he's in Soma Vamsh, you always favor your home team. This way, when you go to Mayapur, when you go to Prasadam, you look at where all the devotees are sitting. In this corner, all the Russian devotees are sitting.
Okay.
This corner, all the Italian devotees are sitting. This corner, all American. That's how they group up together. Birds of a feather.
Flocks together.
Birds of same feather flock.
Flock together.
Birds. What is the other? I forgot.
Yeah,
What?
birds of same feather.
Birds of a feather flock together.
Birds of feather.
That's exactly correct.
Yes.
Not of a feather. Birds of.
The feather.
So, Parikshit wants to hear so much Surya. That's right. There's some ego there. Which is very interesting. Because the moon also, here what Krishna said, Usually, Surya would come before Soma. But the moon god Chandra is the grandson of Brahma, and Amsha of Brahma. He's a Devata of the mind. Most importantly, Krishna appeared the Soma Vamsha. So, as we often say, Madhurya Bhagavata Sar. There's a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Madhurya Bhagavata Bhagavat, what is it?
Bhagavat Madhuri.
Yeah, Bhagavat Madhurya Sar. The essence of Bhagavan is sweetness. So Vishnu is saying, we described the Surya Vansh with Ramachandra in the 9th canto. We described all those other Vamshas, but we didn't find sweetness. We got rice and dal, but no sweet rice. We got yogurt with no honey. So it's a really interesting point. So for the first verse, this is called foreshadowing. It's basically, Vishnu is showing his cards. Your cards, you know. Ace of Spades, King of Hearts, showing his cards. It means that the 10th canto of Bhagavatam, the commentaries of Vishnu are going to be full of sweetness. That's where every Gaudiya Vaishnava instructs his disciple to read the 10th canto commentaries of Vishnu. Right. Because in 1988 or so, maybe 87, 88, there was a lot of devotees from the Javan temple, a few, going to Mathura to hear Harikatha from Srila Narayana Maharaj. So I caught wind of it and I also went there. I met him and heard Harikatha. And he said he was always quoting from the 10th canto commentaries of Vishnu Chakravarti. So I got the idea after some time, this is an important book. So around, I don't know what's the publishing, I don't know.
2000.
I think it was 2004 or something. This is a new edition. After some time, I contacted Bhanu Swami, who wasn't doing any active translation at the time. I said, can you translate the 10th canto commentaries? So he said, let me see. So he got a Bengali, he got Sanskrit in Bengali, he got the commentaries in Bengali and translated the commentaries, because he knows Bengali much better than Sanskrit. So after he finished the 10th canto, he got inspired and started translating the Bhagavatam, went first canto all the way to 12. So he said, so it's interesting, by coincidence, Bhanu Swami's journey with the Bhagavatam, the 10th canto. Prabhupada's journey with the Bhagavatam started with the first canto, and then his second installment was 10th canto. He translated the first canto in Vrindavan, Radha Damodar Temple. Then when he went to New York from 1966 to 69, he translated the 10th canto. Became the Krishna book. So this is the sweetness what we discussed. Let me see if I have anything else. Okay, now now we're going to enter ocean of sweetness. Kir Sagar. Okay, ready? Verse 2. What time is it?
5:12.
Okay. Okay, repeat after me. Yadoscha Dharmashilasya
Yadoscha dharmashilasya
Nitaram Muni Sattama
Nitara muni sattama
Satcham. Oh, wait a second. Oh, look at this book, it's easier to see it. It has comments there, but it's so hard to see. Let's start again. It's easier, oh, it's so long. Okay. Tatram Shenavatirnasya
Tatram Shenavatirnasya
Vishnur Viryani Shamshana.
Vishnu Viryani Samshana.
Now, of course, Parikshit is still speaking. He's glorifying Shukadeva Goswami. O best of Munis, you have described the Yadavamsh. They were very pious and follow religious principles. Now describe the activities of Krishna, who appeared in the Yadav dynasty with Baladev. So, as per the standard of all commentators on the Bhagavatam, Vishwanath is breaking down the different Sanskrit words and elaborating according to his inspiration. Yadav means Yadav dynasty. Though Yadav disobeyed his father's order because of his pure devotion, his exalted character is praised in the 9th and 11th cantos of Bhagavatam. What can you explain? What does it mean, disobey the order?
Because Yayati wants to give his knowledge to him, but he told, I will not take.
Yeah, we just covered that 9th canto. King Yayati, he got cursed by
Shukracharya.
Shukracharya.
Yes.
Why?
Because he slept with
He had sons with
Devyani.
He slept with the maid servant, the Dasi,
Devyani or Sharmishta?
Sharmishta.
Sharmishta. Because when Yayati married Devayani, who was the daughter of Shukracharya, he took some other girls with him. Shukracharya sent Sharmishta to serve Devayani. So King Yayati put his eyes on the Dasi of Devayani and gave her a kid. And so then Shukracharya got mad at his son-in-law. It's really complicated. And he cursed him to come home. No power, impotent. So that wasn't too acceptable. Yeah. So he asked his son, different sons, to trade their youth for old age. Yadav said, no way, man. Yadav said, count me out, man. I'm not going for this. But who volunteers?
His last
Guru.
son, Guru.
Guru. So that's why Vishwanath says, Yadav disobeyed, but he's also glorified. Okay, Muni Sattama. Sattama means the best of Munis. Shukadeva Goswami is completely knowledgeable, and being a devotee of Sat, he is achieved since he established the supreme position of bhakti. The phrase Vishnu Viryani means describe the Vira. Viryani means Vira Ras. Vira Ras means, we get the English word virility. Virility means power, strength. So Vira Ras is a Gona Ras, a secondary Ras, a Rasa Vichara, Rasa consideration, Rasa Tattva, that sometimes mixes up with the primary Ras. So Krishna's Ras with the gopis is Madhurati. And sometimes he shows heroism, but in the night of the Rasa dance, what was that? I mean, when he killed Aristasura, Chaitra Purnima. So he showed Viraras, mixed up with the Madhuras. So to protect the gopis And how is Vasudeva Ishavira Ras, courage. So it's heroic exploitations of Vishnu or Krishna. And then he used the word Amshena. And then it's, the second line, Amshena, Amsha He says Amshena means, please describe, Amshena means partial, particle. Please describe something of Krishna's exploits, because you can't describe Krishna's pastimes completely. There's not enough words in the dictionary to describe Krishna's pastime. Okay, let's read verse 3. Avatirya Durvamshe. Hey, start again, everybody together. Repeat after me. Avatirya Durvamshe. Bhagavan Bhuta Bhavana. Kritavan Yani Vishmatma. Tani no Vada Vistarat. These are very common words that you'll find in Sanskrit. You should memorize all these words. Bhuta Bhavana means the cause of cosmic manifestation. Kritavan, it means the word krita, ever see the word krita or kritavan, means action, to do, to accomplish, to execute. And then Vishvatma, what does Vishva mean? Universe. Vishru, Vishava. He's the outline of the universe, the super soul of the whole universe. What's another name for that? Paramatma. And Vad means say. Well, what does Mayavad mean?
Don't you speak about Maya?
Yes, this is right. Speak about Maya. Vad means Maya. Like we sometimes say, Ramananda Samvad. What does that mean? Ramananda Samvad.
Discussions between Ramananda and
Vad means talk. Sam means between two. Equal talk between two. So Samvad, Ramananda Samvad, is Ramananda Roy answering Chaitanya's questions in Madhya Chaitanya Chaturveda Chapter 8. It's called Ramananda Samvad, talking together, like Samkirtan. Sankirtan means kirtan together. Sam means together. San, S-A-M, or S-A-M. Usually in old English books of Gaudiya Vaishnava, they call Samkirtan S-A-M. Samkirtan. Because it's a nasal end, Sankirtan. So it's spelled S-A-M, Samkirtan. Anyway, so technicality. So let's see. Comment, so you read translation?
No good.
The Super Soul Krishna is the cause of cosmic manifestation, appeared in the outer Vamsh. Parikshit saying, please tell me about his glorious activities and character from beginning to end. Commentary of Vishnu. Shukadeva previously we told about how Krishna was, in the 9th Canto, was taken from unconscious prison to Braj, but he didn't explain all the details. Now please describe the details. Bhagavan Bhuta Bhavana. Bhagavan Sri Krishna descends to immerse the jivas in prema. That's right. That's Vishwa. Vishwa is Rashi. Because Bhuta means living entities. Like what's the name for Shiva?
Bhutanath.
Bhutanath. What's the famous Shiva linga in Mathura?
Bhuteshwar.
Bhuteshwara. Who visits you every night?
Huh?
Who visits you every night? Who visits you every night? Bhutas. Bhuta. That's why we say boo boo. Boo. These ghosts. Ghosts go boo boo. It's Sanskrit. Bhuta. Bhuta. Pretas, Bhutas, Pishachas. Vitalas, all kinds of crazy subtle beings. Watch out. Shri Narashinga, Jaya Narashinga, Jaya Jaya Narashinga, Shri Narashinga, Jaya Narashinga, Jaya. Bhuta means living entities. Bhav means praying. Bhav, praying. Bhakti, Bhav, praying. So why does Krishna descend?
To give prem to all the jivas.
To drown all you guys in praying.
To drown.
But you're good swimmers, so you're not drowning.
We have airbags.
Yeah, life reserve. That's really erotic. You know, Krishna doesn't waste any time. The first verse he says, the whole idea is we talk about 9 cantos, we haven't found any sweetness. Now we're going to jump into sweetness. Now the third verse he said, why is Krishna come? Bhuta Bhavana. Because Bhavan is long A and Bhav, there's 2 words Bhav. Bhav and Bhav.
Bhava means material world.
Bhav means condition, position. Bhav, short A, Bhav means condition, position, world, reality. So we say
Bhavasagar.
Bhavasagar means reality, means the material world. Bhavasagar, ocean of material existence. Because Bhav means existence. So in the context it means material existence. But this is Bhuta Bhavana means immerse. Bhavana means immerse. Bhuta means immerse the jivas in Bhava. That's right. And to fill living entities with Bhava. So that means that the 10th canto of Bhagavatam is going to immerse us in Bhava and fill us with Bhava. Many verses support this point, such as Bhagavatam, 9th canto, chapter 24, verse 64. Krishna, by his pleasing smiles, affectionate behavior, instructions, and uncommon heroic pastimes, like lifting Govardhan Hill, Krishna appeared in a transcendental body to please all human society. Verse 3, Bhagavatam 3:2-11. Krishna gave pleasure to human beings by showing his beautiful, attractive form. Even after tasting Krishna's sweetness, people were unsatisfied. Everyone developed a constant desire to constantly taste Krishna's sweetness. 11.1.6, Canto 11, Chapter 1, verse 6. Says, the sweetness of Krishna's beauty steals the function of all the senses. The eyes no longer desire to see any other form. Drowning them in the ocean of his beauty, Shamasundar gives them praying. Vishava means Krishna is the super soul, Paramatma of the universe. Because he is the true object of love rather than the body or other jivas. Oh wow, that's so amazing. Take a word like Vishvatma and come up with this idea. What kind of hard Vishnu has? I can't understand. One time, Maharaj was reading was discussing 10th canto, Vishnu's commentary. And he said, "It is my only prayer is that in some lifetime I can become an atom in the dust of the feet of Vishwanath Chakravarti. That's why it is Rupa Sanatan. He has a mandir in Sevakunj, Vrindavan, the Gaudiya Math of Narayan Raj, Keshav Maharaj. It's called Rupa Sanatan Gaudiya Math. Inside the mandir has a murti of Vishwanath Chakravarti in the temple room. Because he was really a great lover of Vishnu. He translated into Hindi many of Vishnu's books, like Bhagavatam, Sindhu Bindu, and Ujjvala Kiran, many different books of Vishnu. Madhurya Kadambini. So he's saying the word Vishvatma, which sounds like full of Aishwarya, full of awe and reverence, the soul of the universe. And he's saying, what does it mean? It means that Krishna is a true object of love. This is what Vishvatma means. Because Atma means the soul or whatever. Vada Vistra, please explain extensively, elaborately, since my intelligence is slow to grasp the subject. So we'll continue with verse 4 next Saturday. Jai Jai Shri Radhe.